Hey everyone, welcome to the inaugural episode of Turtle Tuesday. We're going to take a look at Eastman Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book collection from Playmates Toys. Alright, so this is a big, huge box, and inside the box, ooh, it's upside down. Let's flip the box around. We'll talk more about that. Inside, what we get is Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, Splinter, and Shredder. And these are based on the comic books, the first ever comic books, not the cartoon. Whereas each character had the same colored bandanas and stuff. They just had the different weapons. Then we got Splinter and Shredder. And Shredder, his toy here looks very similar to the actual toy from, based on like the cartoons been based on, and the way he's posed. Now the color's totally different. So this is done by Playmates Toys, and of course, Nickelodeon now pretty much owns the Turtles. And we take a look at the rest of the packaging. It says right here, includes 6 figures inspired by the 1984 original comic book. And that's when it says see bottom panel, but I did that first off here for you. Here we can see Raphael, we can see Michelangelo. Turn this around, Donatello's in the back, Turtles as a tag. Turn here and you got Leonardo and April O'Neil. As you turn to the front, there's Mikey and April O'Neil again. Also, we can see reflected here in the hubcaps is a city skyline with the sun. They're driving, it looks like pretty fast. Maybe they're trying to do a getaway from Shredder. Box even comes with a nice little handle up top to carry it. There's one of these sitting on the shelf at a Walmart. I found it in the wild. I was very surprised. I saw it sitting there. I didn't even notice it at first. I walked on. I came back and said, hold up, this is different. Picked it up, scanned it. It was like 39 something, 40 bucks. Not bad. You're getting 6 figures. So let's cut this bad boy open and take a look at each figure. Now I'll cut the back end of the van just because that would be most appropriate. Open it up and see what we got inside. Each figure is packed in here, so let's just start pulling them out one by one. What we got here first? We got Leonardo. Very cool. Comic book series Leonardo. I'll raise the camera up just a little bit so we can get a little more of the packaging here. And it just says what it says on the box, inspired by the original 1984 comics. Turn to the back, we get a little more stuff back here. So right here, back in 1984, a single 40-page black and white underground comic redefined the comic book industry and created a worldwide phenomenon. For 36 years, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have entertained and thrilled legions of fans across the globe. And they're still going strong. Right here, I hold my katana in a relaxed, ready position. To my left, Donatello and Michelangelo follow suit with staff and nunchaku. Raphael guards my right side. I sense his body quivering with tense energy waiting to be triggered into savage slashing release. You're dead freaks. Nobody trespasses on purple dragon turf and gets away with it, especially when they're wearing stupid turtle costumes. Alright, so let's pull another one out of the package. What we got here? We got Michelangelo. Whoa, he looks pretty cool. I really like how those are done. I think it's going to be pretty much the same thing on the back. Yes, this is exactly the same thing. This is the same kind of packaging. The only thing that's changing here is the insert telling which character it is. So we'll put this one to the side. We'll pull another one out. What we got here? Comic book series. Splinter comes with his bow and arrow. Very cool. Put Splinter to the side. Alright, start digging in. Got some tissue paper. That's for the tears you cry. What we got here? We got the Shredder. Comic book Shredder. That does look very much like the original toy, which I don't have anymore, so I couldn't really compare that. Of course, the colors are totally different here. The weapons here do look very similar to what they wore back then, just different color. Same back on the bad guys, same back on the bad guys as well. Of course, you know Shredder and the original comic book died, I believe, in the very first issue because this in one issue. They weren't expecting it to go on even more. Pull it out. What we got now? We got my favorite character of the bunch, Raphael. Comes with his sai. Oh man, he is cool. He's always my favorite. And of course, we know who the last one's going to be in here. It's got to be Donnie. Come here, Donatello. Get out. And there is comic book series Donatello with his staff. Oh, very cool. And again, same back. Figures made by Playmates. Oh, before I get to opening these guys, which I'm still debating if I actually should open these guys. Just quick thing you can notice, because they look exactly the same. Only different about each character is the weapons they come with and the way their mouths are done. Here is Donatello. He's got an open mouth on his right side. Raphael has it on his left side. Leonardo has a totally closed mouth. And Michelangelo has the open on both sides mouth. Otherwise, they appear to have the same markings on everything. Like they use the same bodies for them because they didn't have to have the different letters for their names and everything. They had the same colored bandanas. It's just they changed up the mouths and pretty much just the weapons they come with. Alright, so here are the turtles out of their packages, and you can see why April O'Neil likes them. Check out the size of their feet. It's got to mean something, right? Alright, so here they are, very indistinguishable from each other. They all have the same color bandanas around their faces. There's no letters on their belts that tell you who they are. The only way you know a difference is based on the weapon they are holding. And of course their mouths, or like I've showed earlier, are molded differently. So let's take a look at each figure one by one. We'll take a look at the leader, Leonardo. Comes with two katanas, silver, or say gray plastic right here. There's a very snug fit. These are pretty big handles, and you got to really kind of wedge that into his three-fingered hand. You can see where they got the excess detail here applied all over the figure on the shell. It's on their face, it's on their arms, it's on their knee pads, elbow pads, the back of the shell. He's got his tail right here, but from the front, it looks like it could be, woohoo, April! And it's up here on the bandana as well. Pretty cool looking figures. They made some comic book ones that are more accurate. They're like black and white done. These are just those pretty much with some color added. Now, articulation on these guys, there's no waist swivels or anything, but you got these the hips. You can go out to the side. You can't really go forward because the shell, all in the way. That's where you're going to get your swivels up there too. You got some knee bends. You got to go forwards and backwards. There's no foot or anything right there. There's no wrist swivels, and I kind of missed that. I want some wrist action going on. But the elbows can bend backwards the wrong way a little bit. That helps with holding certain weapons. It helps with Donatello being able to do this with both hands. You get the main elbow bends this way. You got shoulder articulation here. And you can do like that. And the heads are very tight. You got some down, some slide up. You can rock it side to side, and it's really, I gotta force this to turn it. I don't like forcing things, so I'm not gonna do it anymore. You can get some decent poses out of these guys. I kind of wish they had some kind of ankles or something else, but it's not bad, especially for the price. It's $40. You're getting 6 figures. It's around $8 and some change per figure. So you don't expect a whole lot. It's not like it's a $20 figure, and you're holding right here in your hands. Next up is my favorite Raphael. I like his weapons again, molded in gray plastic. His little ding-a-ling hanging down right there. The mouth here on him, he's got this open up on his left side, whereas Leonardo has a closed mouth. Otherwise, all the markings seem to be located in the same spots. Probably because they used the exact same mold for every bit of this, except for the heads. They would change that around a little bit just because of the mouths. Alright, let's look at Donnie. He's got his staff right here. You can hold it in both hands. You just got to bend that one elbow a little bit the wrong way because there's no wrist articulation. Otherwise, again, everything's about the same. They're really cool looking. I'm just glad to have some nice little turtle figures here. And we'll bring in Michelangelo with his nunchucks and stuff. He's pretty cool. It's all one molded piece of plastic, so you're not getting any kind of articulation out of these. But, don't hit myself in the face. Oh! No, he's got open mouth on both sides, and Donnie has it on his right side. So that is the figures here. Let's take a look at Splinter and Shredder. All right, so here is Splinter and the Shredder. Now, these are pretty much based on the original vintage toys from the 80s. They're just change of clothing here and change of colors. Splinter comes with his bow and arrow. He's got his cane that you can pull out, and he's got his little sword hidden inside of it. And you can just hold him in his hand if it's very snug in either hand. Also comes with this right here, some ninja throwing stars, and this little storage thing where you can actually store his weapons onto this. Now, the Shredder comes with stuff just like that. He comes with a bunch of weapons. You just have to break them off, the little spurs and everything, and they can store on here. I'm just going to leave it like this because the only weapon I'm really curious, or not curious, but the only weapon I really wanting him to wield is his sword right here. Maybe this one here, but I think I'm just going to stick with this. And you see with the holes, you can hang them on that. And this just like Splinter's can stand up like that. Alright, so you take the sword, you would just want to stick it in this hand here because that hand here is pretty much useless. You can use that to maybe hold some of the weapons here with the openings for the handles. But this one here, you're going to shove in this hand here. This is the only thing I got off from that storage thing. As you're putting the sword in, I'll let you know this plastic is very, very pliable, very soft. Please be careful to not break that. Also, the little spikes here are a rubbery plastic now. These are hard up here a little bit more. These on the hands are very, very soft. Okay, so we just shove that in his hand. It's pretty much in there. So he's got a sword, and I was never a big fan of the original Shredder toy. Just because he looks awkward, the way his stance is. And of course, if you watch that show, the Toys That Made Us on Netflix, they said the reason they did that because he was so tall as a toy, they needed to get him to fit on the card. They had to shrink him down. They had to make him crouched, and that is what they did. You can see the colors here. Instead of being the silver and the purples, he is a reddish color with some browns, silvers, and blacks. He loses some of the dress, like the little loincloth thing there. He just has this here. So that is the Shredder articulation. You got some hips. You know, he's, like I say, he's posed very weird, so you're not going to get too much. He's got this little wrist forearm action. You got shoulders here. They don't go out. They just 360 around. You can turn his head left to right. So there's your articulation on the Shredder. Oh, my asshole. So he just looks awkward. And Splinter, you got decent movement here on the arms up and down. A tail can move around. Legs move back and forth. And you can turn the head as well. So there's your articulation on these guys. Alright, so final thoughts on the set. It's a nice set, especially for 40 bucks. Not very expensive, and you get a lot of figures. Very nostalgic, very throwback, especially the Shredder and the Splinter, pretty much being just like their 80s toys, just in different colors. I never was a big fan of the original Shredder. To me, the figure sucks. Even when I got it as a kid, I hated it. I always liked the Bebop and the Rocksteady toys and the Foot Clan. Now, Splinter, it's okay. He's a rat, whatever. The main draw to this pretty much are the 4 turtles done in their comic book styling. Now, it's not black and white as the comic books were. They are actually put the color. It's sort of a blend of toy, comic, and toon is what you're getting out of the 4 turtles. I do like them a lot. I think they will look good in anyone's turtle collection. I said, nice set, $40. So each figure averages for a little over $8 each. I want to say thanks for watching this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle review. Till the next ones. Peace out.